Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Matt's Movie Reviews live show. This is episode number 4 coming right at you. So here we are, another Friday night. I decided to push it a little bit later. I had a friend of the show, Jorge, over from Spotlight Report, saying that he wished if I could put a little later on a Friday night for all of you with all of my fellow parents who need to get their kids to bed in time to watch a show. So hopefully it's 8:30. Later start here. It's much better for you all. Let me know either way in the comments. Hello to everyone listening to it live. Hello to everyone watching the replay. Okay, let's get cracking into this right now. So, first things first, what's new on Matt's movie reviews? So, excuse me, throat's still a bit tickly. I saw a movie, went to a screening actually. Well, I saw a bunch of films, but the big one I saw was The Batman. The latest Batman movie directed by Matt Reeves, who did the Planet of the Apes films and also did Cloverfield and Let Me In, starring Robert Pattinson as a Cape Crusader, I should say. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as the Riddler, Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I mean, it's a terrific cast and it's a terrific movie. It really is. It's kind of like a much darker, pretty much almost the darkest Batman I've seen so far. And not to say that The Dark Knight wasn't dark. I mean, those films were, but just there's a tone to the Batman movie where it was kind of like a film noir. It was very much shot like that, and it begins like I think in the second year of Bruce Wayne, becoming Batman, and he's very much still in mourning. So it's a very gloomy Batman, and the tone of the film follows suit. But having said that, it's an incredibly entertaining movie, very well acted. Robert Pattinson does a terrific job as Batman. He really does. I thought it was terrific in the movie, and I can't wait to see it again. It does run for 3 hours, but it's a very good, engrossing 3 hours. I must say, I really enjoyed that film quite a bit. Haven't got my review up. I'm very sorry about that. I've just been so busy with my other content and such. I know I should be on top of it, but I'll have it up hopefully by the end sometime tomorrow. Now let's see what else is going on now. Okay, so I want to share with you a podcast interview that I had. For all of you people who don't know, there is a podcast, the Matt's Movie Reviews podcast. We're actually up to episode number 413 right now. Let me see if I can share the screen. Just give me a moment. Share. Okay, here we go. So, episode 415 of the Matt's Movie Reviews podcast, I interviewed director Gia Elliott. Now, she has a new film that's out now in the States called Take Back the Night. It's a horror movie. It's a creature feature movie, but it's one with a really strong kind of like political and social context to it. Essentially, what the film's about is this actress here, Emma Fitzpatrick. She plays a character, I think her name is Laura or Lauren, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. She gets attacked by a monster, and then afterwards she goes through the processes of telling about the assault to the police and all the kind of like the questioning in such that follows on from that, because she insists that a monster attacked her and no one believes her. So it's very much an allegory about sexual assault and what women go through when they are assaulted in such a vicious and vile way. But on top of that, though, even though does deal with really kind of heavy themes, it's actually a movie that is quite good as a creature feature, a film. The creature, like the monster in the movie, is really unique. I haven't seen anything like it. The acting in the film is really well done. It runs for a real smooth like hour 30. The acting is really well done. I mean, it's a really good kind of like feminist take on the creature feature movie. I can recommend people check it out. Please do check out my interview with Gia Elliott and have a listen to it. The Matt's Movie Reviews podcast, available pretty much everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts. Podbean is my host. They host the Matt's Movie website podcast. Sorry, and you can also find episodes on my YouTube channel, my Facebook Facebook page as well. All right. So what we got else is new this week on Matt's Movie Reviews. So, as some of you know, Lent began this week. So 40 days, 40 nights of observance and fasting, sacrifice as well. Myself, I am Catholic. I went to Ash Wednesday Mass on Wednesday. I got my ashes. What I'll be giving up for this whole 40 days is sugar, pretty much, soft drinks, energy drinks, lollies, cakes, etc. I'm a bit of a sugar nut. I really do like it. I shouldn't. I know it's not good for me, but regardless, I do. So I'm looking forward to actually putting it aside and giving it up. But something I'm actually doing during this time is something called the 40 days, 40 films in 40 days challenge. So I did this a couple of years ago, was it last year, where I reviewed a faith-based movie every day. It turned out to be a really, really difficult task. So I kind of changed it up a bit, but this year I'm going to watch a faith-based movie every night or every day, and I'll put the reactions up on the full reactions will go to my Patreon. So if you haven't signed up on my Patreon, you won't be able to check out the full reactions that I have for these movies, and edited versions of them will go to my YouTube page. But if you want the full experience, that's when you go to Facebook. If you want to Patreon to check it out there. I really do hope that people do join me on Patreon. The Matt's Movie Reviews website and podcast and everything, this right now is my main source of income. I do freelance writing stuff for Collider and Joe Blow as well, but this is really my main work that I do. So if anyone out there can help us out, can help me out on the Matt's Movie on Patreon, that'll be so much appreciated. I'm just going to show you what we got here. I got a couple patrons now at the moment. It's $3.50 a month. So what you get is you can request movie reviews. You can request top 10 lists. You can check out live exclusives. You can check out exclusive content like the 40 films in 40 days I was talking about before. I'm working on some more content as well. Internet's really slow. Let's go get rid of this page here. And I really do hope people can, you all can give me a hand and join up on a Patreon, be a part of the Matt's Movie Reviews experience. So if you see here, this is like the first reaction I had for the film The Mission, which is a 1986 movie that stars Robert De Niro and Jeremy Irons as Spanish Jesuit priests who have a mission, who are missionaries in the jungles of Spain. Who the area is then transformed to Portugal, and the Portuguese government want to take the indigenous people as slaves, and so they try to stop them. Or at least Robert De Niro does. It's an incredible movie. If you join up with Patreon, you can see the full reaction that I had to the movie. The movie goes around a couple hours, so you can watch the movie along with me and the reactions I have. I will put up an edited version of it as well on YouTube. But to give it some context, the movie goes for like 2 hours, 10 minutes. The edited version's only going to run for like 20 minutes. But yeah, if you can check out my Patreon, think about subscribing and joining and helping me out, that'll be very much appreciated. Okay, so let's talk about some movie news now. The following movie news is something of a shock to me, and I guess that's why I'm wearing my basketball jersey, number 7, Tony Kukoc, vintage, Chicago Bulls. So the news is there's going to be a remake of White Man Can't Jump. Can you believe that? I had no idea that they were working on this, but clearly they are. They are. Over here, Variety. Jack Harlow to star in White Man Can't Jump remake. Grammy-nominated rapper Jack Harlow is making his feature film debut in White Man Can't Jump, a remake of the 1992 sports comedy. Charles Kidd II, professionally known as Calmatic, is directing a reboot from a script by Blackish creator Kenya Barris and Doug Hall. In a new take on White Man Can't Jump, Harlow is playing a role that Woody Harrelson portrayed in the original film. So, White Man Can't Jump was one of my favorite films watching up. I used to watch that film over and over. Like, as you can see, my jersey on, I am a basketball nut. I'm an NBA nut. So, in basketball movies are really a few far in between. Not many of them come out, and not all of them are the best quality. And White Man Can't Jump is such an entertaining sports comedy. Ron Shelton, who wrote and directed the film, he's like the master of that particular field of a movie, that subgenre of movie. I mean, he did Bull Durham, The Great White Hype, which I find incredibly underrated, and a bunch of others as well. So, White Man Can't Jump is something that I really loved. Woody Harrelson's terrific. He pretty much plays like a hustler, like a former NCAA basketball player turned hustler. He uses his kind of goofy demeanor to kind of trick other players in the playground. You see this goofy white guy and then make big bets against him. And then, of course, he shows his great skills, his shooting ability and his passing especially. Woody Harrelson, by the way, actually played college ball, was actually rather good. And you can see the skill on the screen. And on the other side of Woody Harrelson is Wesley Snipes. He's more like the trash-talking athletic player, but he's a hustler as well. But he does it through different types of schemes. His cockiness is kind of like his tool there. So what I find really interesting about the remake here is that while they got the Woody Harrelson character down in the casting of Jack Harlow, who, from what I know of him, I think he's a rapper from like Kansas, I'm pretty sure, or Kentucky. I'm not sure which place it was. I'm pretty sure it's Kansas, and he's had a bunch of really popular songs. I think one of them came out a couple of years ago called "What's Popping." He had a new song came out a couple of weeks ago. I forgot what it's called, Nail Hustle or something like that. I'm not the biggest hip hop guy, so I'm not really sure. So this will be his acting debut. But I think what's going to be really interesting though is who's going to play that Wesley Snipes character, the really cocky street baller. And I can't really think of any people off the top of my head. I think some people will automatically say Kevin Hart. Look, Kevin Hart is a very funny guy. He's very talented. But we can't have Kevin Hart play these characters all the time, can we? I mean, maybe we're going to find some fresh blood. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's going to be really great to see what they're going to do here. I don't think it'll be as good as the original movie because, again, Ron Shelton just did such fantastic work with that film. But it'd be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, I'm going to keep an eye out for this. White Man Can't Jump remake. All right. It could be the worst film in the world. It could be just as entertaining as the original. I'm open to finding out. Okay, now let's move on to the next bit of movie news. Now, this one has been around for a little while. So Empire Magazine recently talked about how Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder reportedly back for Beetlejuice sequel, which could shoot this year. So, look, they've been talking about doing a Beetlejuice sequel for last maybe 10 or 15 years now. I think especially after Michael Keaton came back into favor as kind of like as a mainstream star after Birdman and all those films, the talk really began happening. And now that he's back as Batman, I imagine people think that he wants to come back and do Beetlejuice as well. At first, he wasn't very into it. And I think the reason why was Tim Burton wasn't coming back. And I still like reading this article here. What it does say is that the Brad Pitt's Plan B company. So Brad Pitt is a producer. He's got his own movie company. They actually do really good films. He's actually won Oscars for his films like The Departed and 12 Years a Slave or some Plan B films there. His company's gonna be behind it. But it says here, interesting right here, nothing yet on whether director Tim Burton will return. He's run hot and cold on the idea through its various potential incarnations. I don't think you can make a Beetlejuice remake without Tim Burton, can you? I mean, sure, you can try, but it's just not going to have the same flavor, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. The other interesting point that I talked about here is, whether Alec Baldwin will come back in it. So the movie star Michael Keaton then also had Winona Ryder and Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. Now I can imagine Gina Davis coming back. I think it would be really, really cool to see her back on a big screen. Last thing I saw her do was the Exorcist TV series from several years back, and she was really cool in that. I know now she has a actually no, and I also saw her in the Glow TV series. I think it was season 2. She was fantastic in that too. And I'm pretty sure she has some type of activist collective or film production collective in regards to female filmmakers. I'm not 100% on that, but to see it back on a big screen would be awesome. But Alec Baldwin returning, talk about any potential box office poison. I think that guy is not going to go back into filmmaking like big time, like big screen kind of filmmaking again, considering what happened on that movie set with the killing of the cinematographer. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to have to go ahead and do some either not bring those characters back and have like some new characters, maybe some fresh meat to work with, maybe younger characters to work with, or just replace Alec Baldwin altogether. But either way, it's going to be a little awkward. But look, I love Beetlejuice. I think Michael Keaton in that film is absolutely fantastic. It's such a shame that he actually didn't get nominated for that movie. I know it's not an Oscar movie per se, but it's one of the best performances of that year. One of the great comedic performances. Actually, it's a great film, great performance. And Winona Ryder coming back, that was one of her first films, I think, Beetlejuice. So it's gonna be interesting to see what it's like when she comes back there. But yeah, that's interesting. On one hand, we got White Man Can't Jump remake, on the other hand, a Beetlejuice sequel. Who says that Hollywood doesn't have original ideas? Anyway, let's get out of here. So I want to talk to you guys about one of my affiliates, and that is 80s Teas. So 80s Teas pretty much is as described. It's a place where you can go and get all sorts of t-shirts and of your favorite kind of like 80s pop culture stuff, but also like 90s stuff as well in 2000s. But the 80s stuff is what we're really, looking at here. They got movies, cartoons right here. With St. Patrick's Day coming up, they got, Hulk and, Cheap Trick shirts, etc. They got these new arrivals. I remember I was looking at these last week. I actually really like this Hickory one, actually, Hoosiers. That's fantastic. Let's check out all the new arrivals that are coming in. That's why I need some of that Patreon money so I can get some more shirts. Yeah, that's awesome. This one, the Hickory one from Hoosiers. Love Hoosiers. What else we got here? All right. Master Universe looks all right. Now, some really cool shirts here. That's cool. That Top Gun Academy one. Awesome. Akadaka shirts. So you can see there's all types of ones. I love this Rocky one. Kind of like looks like an arcade game kind of one. So if you click on the link, Silverhawks, does anyone out there like as old as I am and just put that in context? I'm in my 40s, but I don't want to, mark you at all. Brave Star, get out of here. These were the cartoons that I watched when I was a kid. I still stand by the opinion that the cartoons in the 80s were the best cartoons of all time. Don't care what anyone says. Don't care if they come across as cheesy now, what have you. Silverhawks, Brave Star, it's awesome. What else they got down here? Anyway, so like I said, in my show notes, I have links to my affiliates. Oh yeah. And if you click on it and you buy a shirt from 80s Tees, I get a piece of that. So that helps me out quite a bit. So if you want to help out my work here at Matt's Movie Reviews on top of the whole page, becoming a patron, if that's not for you, if you want to get some type of some new shirts for your cupboard, and you like me and you always like buying shirts over and over, then yeah, please check out 80s Tees because they've got some really cool shirts, really cool merchandise. Yeah, I mean, I can really recommend you checking these guys out, and then you look good, you get some new swag, and I'll get some of the affiliate money, and everyone's happy at the end. Of course, I got a lot of. That's a cool. Eat, Pray, Love with Hannibal Lecter. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I love buying shirts, like 80s shirts and movie shirts and in bands and such. So I got so many of them though. If I buy any more, my wife's going to leave me, I reckon. Anyway, so 80s Tees, please do check them out. The link is in the show notes. Click on it, check it out, get some shirts. Help me out, be much appreciated. Now let's move on to our trailer reaction of the week. So there's this movie called Bullet Train that's coming out this year. Look, I have not seen this trailer at all. The two things that I know about it is, number one, it's directed by David Leith, I think his name is. He's the bloke that directed the John Wick movies, yeah? And number two is that it stars Brad Pitt. So one thing we're going to do right now is let's do a trailer reaction. Let's check it out. So how the trailer reactions usually work is that sometimes I might talk over it. If I have something to say, I'm even going to click pause, make make a few notes, just talk about it a bit. But overall, I'm just going to watch it with you, and let's see if we can have some fun with this. All right, so here we go. Bullet Train. Brad Pitt, kind of looking very Mickey from Snatch there. Well, actually, maybe not. The hat, I think, he does. All right, let's check it out. Let's go.
Hi, this is Gunner. It's the quiet car. Oh, he's just not inside voice in here, son. It's a gun.
It's a cool scene there, I think. But don't you think that that scene would have played much better watching it fresh in the movie theater? I mean, I love watching trailers. I just find that these days they give away A, too much of the plot, and B, the best scenes, like the key scenes in the movie, they'll make you stand up and take notice. They'd like to add those in the trailer because, of course, it's marketing, all right? They want to get you into the cinema. They want you to buy the movie ticket. But just once, I'd like to see the best scenes not spoiled in a trailer. Horror films do this a lot. Sometimes the best scares, like I can't think of, if you look at pretty much every, let's just say the Conjuring movies, for example. If you look at pretty much every Conjuring movie, the best scares in those Conjuring movies are always in the trailer. And like I said, the reason they do so is because they want to get you in the cinema, yeah? I understand that. But man, if I'm going to go to the cinema, I want to watch something that I didn't see before. I don't want to see the best parts in the trailer. I just don't. Maybe trailers should just be like all leftover material, and then again, maybe not, because it'd be false advertising. I remember there was a lawsuit, I think in the UK, could be in America, where they're suing the filmmakers behind the movie Yesterdays. You know, the Danny Boyle movie where the guy miraculously, lives in a world where there's no Beatles, but he remembers all the songs. Anyway, so in the trailer, they showed footage of Anna de Armas. Of course, is very popular now because of Knives Out and the latest Bond film. But they didn't have her in the theatrical cut. Her scene was cut out. It's a deleted scene you can see online right now. And because people watching the film, they're expecting to see her, she doesn't show up. They got upset, and now they're suing. But yeah, I just do wish that they don't put the best stuff in trailers all the time. But anyway, let's just keep going.
I am ready. You're getting the new and improved me. Because if you put peace out in the world, you get peace back.
I think you might be forgetting what you do for a living. Take the gun.
Every job I do, somebody dies. I'm not that guy anymore.
Some conflicts require a gun.
Hey, this is nice. Okay, what am I snatching and or grabbing?
A briefcase. You said you wanted simple for your first job back. It doesn't get simpler.
You stab me? When you life the way you run mine. Dude, I don't even know you. There's nothing simple about this job.
Something else going on here.
Yeah, it's interesting what Brad Pitt's doing here. I mean, I think the last thing I saw him in, like the last big screen thing that he did, was maybe World War Z. Actually, no, he did do Once Upon a Time in Los Angeles, didn't he? But yeah, I think what he's doing here is really funny. It's very much a comedic element to it. Looks like he's a retired assassin getting back into the game. That's pretty funny. I want to go back a bit and watch that scene again. I like that. And I also like the use of BG Staying Alive. I think it's in Japanese. Oh, that's pretty cool. I dig that as well. who knows? Maybe a good soundtrack will come out of this. Fight scenes look good as well. They look clean, which I like. I don't like too much of the shaky cam stuff. All right, let's continue on.
You stab me? Will ruin your life the way you ruin mine. Dude, I don't even know you. There's nothing simple about this job.
Something else going on here.
Yeah, I'm not the only one on this train looking for this case.
Evan, where's the briefcase?
Oh, such a little stressful.
We are right on.
Everything that's ever happened to you
This is gonna sting, bitch!
has led you here. Fate. That's a shit deal. Oh, no, thank you. You know what? Do you have anything sparkling? That's the one. Thanks. Don't want to. What do you got there? You sure you want to talk this out? No. Take it anyway. Yeah, okay. Exclusively in movie theaters.
All right, so pretty cool. It looks very colorful, that's for sure. And I think, yeah, it's got some pop to it. I dig it. I thought it was very entertaining. I like that he's having fun. You know, I think the Brad Pitt can be a real fun actor. You know, his comedic abilities is really kind of underrated. You know, and if you see movies like Snatch or etc., yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. Like I said, I really like the fight choreography to look crisp. So the bloke who did this movie not only did the first John Wick, he also did Deadpool 2. I really like the fight scenes in that, so I dig that because I like anyone who knows me knows what my film writing. Like I just don't like the whole shaky cam kind of thing in action movies. I just can't stand it. And so, watching this movie, it's got pop to it. The characters look real fun. Brad Pitt looks like he's having a blast. It's got a good cast in there. Aaron Taylor Johnson I saw there. Yeah, I mean, it looks really, really cool. I think it can be really entertaining. It comes out in July, I think. So I can't wait to watch that one. It's one that I definitely think that we need to put in the anticipated list for sure. All right. Next, I want to talk about another affiliate that I have. So Loot Crate. So Loot Crate is a place where you can go to and you can get these really cool, what they call fan subscription boxes. So every box is themed, and in every box you got different type of merchandise, ranging from clothing to cups to hats, whatever. So it's subscription based, like I said, and much like with 80s Tees, if you sign up with them through my affiliate links that I have in the show notes below, then I get some of that, and that goes a long way to help me do my work. And you get something out of it too, because you get something really cool here. So you can see you got all different types of themes here. They got all different feature partners, really good reviews as well, 5 stars, 5 stars. Let's have a look around a bit and see what they got. Let's see what we're thinking. Limited edition crates. So if you like Avatar, they got Avatar stuff. So anime, even stuff like Britney Spears, all sorts of stuff here. Let's see something. Oh, look at that Karate Kid, Karate Kai Dojo. It's cool. All crates. Let's find some film TV crates. Marvel gear goods. Let's have a look at this. It's pretty cool. New edition Doctor Strange Orb of pretty cool. So if you like me and you like to collect a lot of this stuff, then I really recommend that you check out Loot Crate. Affiliate links below. Click on them, search around, get something for yourself or someone that you know that really enjoys your stuff, and help me out as well. All right, let's move on. What's coming up for Matt's movie reviews? Well, a whole bunch. So I've got a whole bunch of screeners to go through. I'm still doing the 40 films for 40 days. So like I said before, every day for over Lent, I'm going to be not reviewing, but doing reactions to movies, faith-based films. I'm going to do one tonight. I haven't figured out which one yet. I think I might do I Confess, which is the Alfred Hitchcock movie from 1953 with Montgomery Clift. I haven't seen that yet. I keep hearing it's really good. I've just been very wary about movies that could really come up with a copyright strike as well, because I want to upload edited versions of these reactions to YouTube. But the full reactions for these movies you can find on my Patreon. As I said before, click on my Patreon, have a look at what benefits it has for you. Be a part of the process of the whole of Matt's movie reviews. Request some stuff from me, request reviews, request top 10 lists. I'm working on a couple of things now for the patrons I do have. Hopefully I should have them up next week. But on top of that, I got some screeners to go through. So hopefully I can have some reviews by Monday. I got some more interviews over the weekend. I got another bunch of interviews lined up next week. So I've got a bunch of podcasts as well. And I'm going to continue doing more video content as well. So hopefully you can hang out with me. We can do this all together. All right. So that's all tonight for me at the Matt's Movie Reviews live show. I just want to thank everyone who showed up and watched it live. Everyone who's watching and replay as well, thank you all very much as well. If you have any requests or anything you want me to do on the show, please feel free to get in touch on over the comments on the various social media that I have this on. Until then, take care. Look out for more reviews. Look out for more content over the next days.